1967. They were old students, part of St. George's right through, passed the ISC examination in 1967, and they've achieved so much, and they just maybe a week or about 10 days back, I received a call that they would like to come and speak to the students of today. And I said, wonderful, today is the right day, they're all assembled, and I thought I should probably give them an opportunity to be able to express something, what they've achieved and what they wish to share with you. Now we have Mrs. Raees Mirza. She's now Raees Mirza. She was, same, 1967 ISC batch, and she was captain of the Davidson House. And she's with us today to share something. And also have Mrs. Nadine Gardner. Nadine Gardner was, I think, captain of the Williams House, right? And she was really outgoing. I think they were prefects and, one of the select few who were really looked up by all the other students, especially the little ones. And Nadine, I hear, was the one who designed the school uniform. Your school uniform, what you're wearing today, is designed by Nadine, So they have something to share with us. We are so immensely thankful, grateful, happy that you're with us. And can I call Mrs. Raees first and then probably Nadine?
Good morning, everyone. Madam Principal and Reverend and all the respected teachers, thank you very much for the kind introduction. This brings back such happy memories of years and years ago, especially the prayer. I recited it every single morning for like 12 years in the assembly hall. Yes, the hall has changed, but some things never change. And after listening to the Reverend, I remembered something I'd heard years ago. President John F. Kennedy, when he was a very young man, was asked what he wanted to do in future. And he said he wanted to become the President of the United States. And people commented, but that's very lofty. And he answered, ambitions are not ambitions unless they are lofty. So that's what, the Reverend was telling us. Aim for the highest possible, dream that you want to live. And you will be able to live it. Just be positive and, sky is the limit. Do not put limitations on what you can achieve. And another message I want to tell you is, after I went to the United States, with the excellent background and the foundation that I got here in St. George's, I'm really a very, very proud St. Georgian. We formed a St. George's Reunion Association in the United States. And I am the president of the Reunion Association. When we have these reunions, about 400 to 500 St. Georgians from all over the world attend the reunions. And I'm really very happy to say that most of them are so highly accomplished. Like my brother has written several books on international accounting, and you know that one of the St. Georgians has gone up to the moon. He was on the spaceship. And most of them really have gone on and done business and become doctors. And we really, really owe it to our teachers and the foundation, as I said, that they laid. And I want all of you to appreciate that you're part of this school. You should all go out and be very proud St. Georgians and make Mrs. Jyotsna very proud of you and your teachers very proud of you. Another thing is, when you study for exams, please don't study just for the sake of the exams and just to get grades. Study so you can learn something. For instance, history. Like, again, the Reverend was saying, when Nadine and I were classmates years and years ago, it's making us feel very old now, we used to do combined study. I was good in math and science, and she was good in history and geography. So we'd get together and we'd share each other's knowledge. and always encourage each other to do well in our subjects. And so here I'm going to tell you one of my very favorite stories. Years and years, decades and decades ago, there was a nobleman's son who fell into a well, and the neighbor, who was a poor farmer, rescued him. The nobleman wanted to pay him for saving his son's life, but he said, no, I just did what, I was supposed to do as a neighbor. So the nobleman sent his son, the farmer's son, and paid for all his schooling. He became a doctor, and he invented penicillin. Years later, the nobleman's son got pneumonia, and again his life was saved by the penicillin. The nobleman's son was none other than Sir Winston Churchill. And of course the discoverer, the doctor, the farmer's son, was Louis Pasteur. What I'm trying to say, this is my favorite story because we all have the ability, the power to influence each other's lives. I think Nadine and I have influenced each other's lives. You can do that with all your classmates. And my principals, my teachers have really influenced my life. Mrs. Jacobs and Mrs. George and my physics teacher, Mr. Akbar Ali Khan, they had so much faith in me that I could do, nothing but the best, because they expected me to do nothing but the best. So that's what I'm telling you. And later on I went to St. Francis, and all those teachers were great too. And I had a love of math, even though I never did just mathematics. I sometimes wondered why I studied all the physics and all the biology when I'm really not using that in my day-to-day life. Then I realized that what the teachers and the studies do is they train your mind to comprehend better. So you could go out, and I'm sure any St. Georgian here could go out and pick up a book in any subject and do well in it. That's what the foundation did for me. So I went out and I did accounting and business law, and I've run very successful businesses. Still I'm running, and I'm doing, really my best, because that's what St. George has taught me. If you have any questions about coming to the United States or future studies, feel free to ask me. And again, I want to ask, thank you, all of us. I'm proud to be here. I'm really proud to be here. It's an honor talking to you, Bill. Thank you very much.